from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, stltoday.com. Good morning, Christine Byers.
Good morning, McGraw.
You got two stories in today's newspaper that sits on the doorstep all around town. And let's talk about the first one. It looks like the police and the union, as well as Steve Stenger, are in a bit of a twist over salary and increases in pay.
Indeed. It's that time of year again. Collective bargaining is going on. And I started noticing that the union had taken to their Facebook page and was getting quite a bit of traffic relative to some postings that they made that were actually sort of mocking a recently released recruitment video. And they were using it to bring attention to the issues that they feel are not being addressed by the current administration.
Yeah, they make the point in your article that those police officers in that recruitment video are leaving the police force. Yes,
they said that there at least 4 of the officers featured in the recruitment video are currently seeking other jobs due to the issues of officer pay.
Yeah. The other one I thought was interesting that they're making a lot of attention with is they posted a advertisement for, was it a Panda Express manager, starting pay $48,000, and if you want to be a St. Louis County police officer, starting pay $48,000.
Yes.
Yes, that is interesting. We're going to talk to Gabe Crocker about that in the 9 o'clock hour. This other story you have, Christine Byers, is really interesting, but it dates back to 2011. What's the story in a nutshell about these activists who want this police officer charged for something that happened in 2011?
In a nutshell, basically, there was this pursuit. It first started off as a suspected drug deal on the parking lot of a Church's Chicken, and it led to shots fired initially. The police officer said that the person in the car, Anthony Smith, flourished a weapon at him, so he fired shots. At the same time, during that initial confrontation, the police officer in question brandished his personal AK-47, which city police officers are not allowed to carry their personal weapons on duty, let alone use them in any fashion. And again, this was an AK-47. So, but he did not fire that weapon, and he fired his department-issued Beretta at the suspect when he said the suspect pointed a gun at him. There was then a pursuit that occurred because the suspect took off, and then it ended in a crash. And the officers, after the crash, obviously went to the driver's side. The officer said that he again saw the man inside point a gun at him, and he then shot and killed him. At the press conference yesterday at City Hall, I did ask the question, sort of how is this coming up now, 5 years later? What are the issues going on now? And the explanation I was given was that the deceased's mother believed for some reason that the officers involved in the shooting had been jailed, and she had recently found out that they were not, in fact, jailed, and she then reached out to these activists for support. They began filing sunshine requests with the police department seeking information about this shooting, which they say that those sunshine requests have not been fulfilled. And so that led to yesterday's press conference.
Gotcha. What's interesting, Christine Byers, is that they settled out of court, right? The family of the victim who died and the city settled an out-of-court wrongful death suit years ago, right?
Yes. About 2 years ago, there was a settlement between the estate of this man, which at the time was his 1-year-old daughter, and
the officers were never charged.
Correct. There was both a review done by the Circuit Attorney's Office with Jennifer Joyce, and then U.S. Attorney's Office with Richard Callahan. Both reviewed this case. Jennifer Joyce declined to comment yesterday, but Richard Callahan said that his office, he called this a closer call than most, and as he said, ultimately, though, they didn't find enough evidence to prosecute criminally. However, he did say that he sent this case up to the Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division for its review, and apparently that seems to be the hang-up right now as far as why the department isn't releasing information. Nobody's heard back from Civil Rights yet if they're done with their investigation. So that's why they're not releasing records.
Christine Byers, we'll read it all at stltoday.com. Thanks for checking in.
Thanks a lot, McGraw.
You got it. 7:57.